You ever wonder what happens to love after the wedding? You know, that intense, all-consuming feeling that feels like it's gonna last forever, and then one day it just feels, well, different. It's one of life's biggest puzzles, and today we're gonna unpack the simple, powerful idea that might just solve it. And that's the exact question a man once asked author Gary Chapman on a flight. It's a question millions of us ask ourselves, right? It comes with this feeling of loss, confusion, and for a lot of people, a deep sense of failure. But what if it isn't a failure at all? What if we've just been missing a fundamental truth about how love actually works? Okay, let's really get into this. This guy's story is it's heartbreakingly common. He sincerely loved his partners, he told them so, but the connection always seemed to just poof, evaporate. He was speaking love, but for some reason, the message just wasn't getting through. It was a mystery he couldn't solve. To get what's happening here, we need a new way to think about it. Chapman suggests that we each have an emotional love tank. You know, like a gas tank in a car. When it's full, we feel secure, we feel cherished, connected. But when it's empty, that's when everything starts to break down. And think about the consequences of that empty tank. It isn't just a feeling of sadness. It's the root cause of so much conflict. The criticism, the distance, the fighting. So often, it's just a desperate, misguided cry from a person whose love tank is running on empty. So what's draining the tank in the first place? Well, most of us point to one culprit. The disappearance of that dizzying, butterflies in your stomach, in-love obsession. We think that if we have the real thing, that feeling would last forever. But what if that core belief is just completely wrong? Brace yourself for this one. According to the research, the average lifespan of that romantic obsession is about 2 years. That's it, just 2 years. It's a temporary emotional high designed to get us together, not to keep us together for a lifetime. This insight completely reframes the entire problem. That feeling isn't supposed to last. It's not the foundation of a real marriage. It's just the introduction. Thinking it'll last forever is like expecting the fireworks to last all night long. It's a nice thought, but it's fiction. And this is the million-dollar question, right? If losing that initial high is totally normal and expected, then why do so many relationships still fall apart? If it's not about the feeling, what's the real problem we need to be solving? Here it is. This is the big idea. We are often expressing love with all our hearts, but we're speaking the wrong language. Imagine shouting your affection in English to your partner, but they only understand Chinese. The love is there, it's real, but the communication is completely broken. So Chapman identifies 5 of these core emotional languages. There's words of affirmation, using words to build someone up, quality time, giving your focused, undivided attention, receiving gifts, and this isn't about materialism, it's about the thought behind it, acts of service, doing things you know your partner would love, and finally, physical touch, a hug, a hand on the shoulder. We all have a primary language, and when our partner speaks it, our love tank gets filled right. So how does this actually play out in the real world? Because this isn't just some abstract theory, it's a practical tool. Let's decode a couple of these languages to see the incredible difference they can make. First up, words of affirmation. For people whose primary language is this, words are, well, they're everything. Compliments, encouragement, kind words, it's like oxygen to them. And on the flip side, negative or insulting words are absolutely devastating. Take the story of a woman who nagged her husband for 9 months. 9 months to paint a bedroom. Nothing. Then she tried something different. She switched from nagging to complimenting him on other things he did well. His love tank filled up, and he painted the room within 3 weeks. Words motivated him where demands totally failed. But what happens when your partner's language is different? Let's look at another language, quality time. And this is not about just being in the same room. Nope, it's about giving someone your undivided attention. It means putting the phone down, turning the TV off, and being truly present with them. Get this. Some research has shown that the average person listens for only 17 seconds before they interrupt. 17 seconds, that's it. True quality time means really listening to understand, not just waiting for your turn to talk. It's giving someone the gift of your focused presence. Okay. Now let's see how this all comes together with a real couple from the book, Bill and Betty Jo. Bill's primary love language was clearly words of affirmation. So when Betty Jo started complimenting him for his hard work, his love tank filled up instantly. He felt appreciated, respected, loved. He thought, great, problem solved. But here's the huge disconnect. Betty Jo's love tank, it was still bone dry. Bill was receiving love loud and clear in his language, but for her, all the compliments in the world couldn't make up for the fact that her primary love language, quality time, was being totally ignored. He was speaking the wrong language. And their story reveals the core lesson of this whole thing. It's not about loving harder. It's about loving smarter. Both Bill and Betty Jo were trying their best. They were sincere, but all their efforts were getting lost in translation. The key wasn't to double down on their own language. It was to learn to speak their partners. And this brings us right back to that initial in-love feeling. The book argues that real, lasting love is only possible after that temporary obsession fades away. And why is that? Because that's when the real work begins. That's when we have to move past our instincts and into real intention. And this brings us to the ultimate point. Love isn't just a feeling that happens to you. It's a choice you make. Every single day, it's a choice to learn your partner's love language and to speak it, even if it doesn't come naturally to you. It's a choice to fill their love tank intentionally and consistently. And that leaves us with one final, powerful question to think about. Consider your own relationships. When you express love, are you speaking your own language or are you speaking theirs? The answer to that, well, it could change everything.